Hello there and welcome back to the Tomarosa. We're here to tell you about our 2019 goals. So our first goal of 2019 is to build a barn. We need a barn as part of our business plan going forward to be a dairy. What we have now for temporary quarters is doing okay, but as the heifers grow, they're going to need more space, and like I said, it is really just temporary, and so we need to get a barn. That's our first goal, and probably our most important goal.
It is our most important. It is the driving force of this year is the barn. It is going to be combined dairy, housing, and feeding and storage. So it's going to be about 60 by 60, and we look forward to get started on it in the spring and hopefully finish it by the fall. And we may be outfitting the dairy into the winter time.
Don't worry, we will definitely chronicle the building of our barn on YouTube, so you will get to see it step by step.
Our next goal on our farm this year involves some issues with business planning. One of the things we need to do before we have our dairy up and running next year is form an LLC. We are also going to have to design a logo, so we may get some input on that. That should be fun. Another issue involved with the business formation is labels and licensing. As you may imagine, there's a lot of regulation from the government involved with starting your own dairy and bottling and selling things off your farm.
There's going to be milk producer's license, milk processor license, and dairy nutrient management plan. Our number 3 goal is a continuation of last year, and that is to continue to work on 12, our 1971 Kenworth cab over. The goal is to have it road ready by spring 2020, so this goal may indeed extend into next year as well. But we have got a lot of work done on it, and there's still a lot of work to go. Being winter time, it's pretty hard to work on it because it sits outside, but we can make plans and buy parts.
Our fourth goal this year on the farm is to, bling out our tractor a little bit. We need to get a back blade to do some work around the farm. And we also need to get a canopy. We've been wanting to get a canopy for the top of our tractor for a couple of years now. More so for sun in the middle of the summer when you're doing haying. And we are looking forward to putting some lights on the canopy. One of the guys that we subscribe to, Denny's Country Life, had a video of the lights he put on his canopy, and now we cannot live without lights on a canopy.
Our next goal, number 5, for this year is to get our heifers tested for A2A2. The dairy we got our heifers from has a pretty high confidence that they are A2A2. They themselves have been breeding for A2 for a while now, and they use A2 sires, so they feel fairly confident, but we want to test just to be sure.
For those of you out there who aren't aware of what A2A2 is, it is a protein that's in the milk, and some people find that it's easier to digest. And so we want to get our cows tested so that we know for sure, and we can offer that to our customers. Our number 6 goal this year on the farm is to continue building on our success with gardening. Last year we were able to get some potatoes grown, and they are very tasty. This year we're going to install some raised beds and permanent garden and try to branch out to some other vegetables.
Yes, last year we just threw some potatoes in a random spot in the ground. This year we have a lot better idea of where we want to actually have a permanent garden. Our final goal, number 7, is for me to retire from the Coast Guard. It'll probably be the last goal that we accomplish during this year because it's not due until December. But it will be an exciting culmination of 20 years of service, and I look forward to being on the farm full time.
I am very much looking forward to Stacy's retirement from the Coast Guard because he is stationed in Seattle, and there's a lot of travel back and forth, and we are still having to, so it'll be very nice for him to just be here full time, and we can just have more of a steady workflow.
And I'm getting tired of driving back and forth.
To Seattle, so about 5 hours one way. How do you feel this year about our goals as compared to last year? Do you feel like they're more manageable? Do you feel like they're harder?
I think we have good goals for 2019. I think we do a fairly good job of planning and making sure that we execute that plan for success. and I think 2018 is a testament to that. Most daunting goal, of course, is the barn. That's just because it's not only just a massive structure, but it requires so much planning, so much different parts and pieces, but the barn has a lot of concrete. A lot of concrete. Right now we're estimating somewhere in the area of 90 cubic yards of concrete.
That's a lot of concrete.
That's a lot of concrete. With our goals, these are lofty things that we want to do, but of course there'll always be the routine farm work that has to get done. We have to put up hay. We need to breed our heifers this summer so they'll calve next spring, and just keep on maintenance on the farm, fences and driveways and fields and such. Next
we have our wish list, and our first thing on our wish list...
I need to interrupt you. If you remember our wish list from last year, it was rather long and we didn't get anything.
I know.
We didn't get anything on the wish list. This year we have a much shorter wish list.
We're hoping that we'll actually get something on our wish list. Our first item is something that was on the wish list last year, which is a drone. I'm actually really thinking I'm going to get one so that we can have it this summer doing hay and putting up the barn. It is going to be amazing, and I'm very much looking forward to it.
The second thing on our wish list is a spring trip. This is something that we want to do annually. We intend to be a seasonal dairy, so we will have a little bit of downtime in the spring. Part of that is just because of the natural rhythms of the animals, and also gives us a chance to catch up on any maintenance in like the milking parlor, stuff like that, that otherwise hard to work on. For us, for our mental health and
emotional health,
you got to get off the farm for a little while. So we'd like to make this an annual event.
Another reason that we want to take spring trips is that we have a lot of family and friends from transferring around the Coast Guard who are all over the country. If we didn't take a time to go see them, a lot of times we would never see each other. So it's very important to us to keep those connections.
And we want to go visit one of our friends in Wyoming. He's a mutual friend. We all served together in the Coast Guard in Wisconsin. He was in the rodeo, and now he ranches in Wyoming. Well then, that is our goals for 2019.
We're very excited that we have so many people who are interested in what we are doing here on Blue Creek Dairy Farm, and we look forward to sharing our journey with you this year. At the end of the year, in December, we'll have a wrap-up and see how we did.
Are you ready yet?
I'm trying to get pretty. Okay, I'm pretty.
And tighten it up. It was really long and rambling. Tighten it up.
Tighten it up. It has to do. Stop. Just stop.
That's not a good closeout.
No, I'm just talking to myself. And so.
Take 17.
Was that good enough?